What is up, everybody? My name is Dr. Dale, and this is PreMed Mondays. Right now, we're in Season 1, 10 Keys for Success. Episode number 1, we focused on vision. Episode number 2, we focused on having a why for your vision. And today, in episode number 3, we're going to be talking about deciding to be successful. If you want to be successful, you first of all have to make that choice to be successful, all right? Check it out. All right, let's get into this. So first of all, I hope you guys have watched episodes number 1 and 2. Week 1, we focused on vision. Just a brief recap here. You have to remember, if you want to be successful at anything, first of all, you have to have something to be successful at. So you have to have a vision to begin with. And second of all, you have to have a why for that vision, because your why is going to be the fuel, is going to be what kind of pushes you and motivates you to keep on going when things get tough. So this week, I want to focus on deciding to be successful. That's probably one of the biggest oversights that people have. Is a lot of people just think that you're going to work really hard at something and you're going to be successful. That's not really the way it works. The decision to be successful has to come before, or at least along the way of your hard work and your trials and your tribulations. You have to decide to be successful, because there is a big decision here to be made, okay? And the decision to be successful is linked to belief. It's linked to whether or not you believe that you can be successful. I'll tell you, a lot of the students that I mentor and a lot of people that I know in general, and myself at one point included, well, we struggle with belief. If we struggle with whether or not we're capable of actually accomplishing something. And what we fail to realize is that in order to be successful, only one person has to believe in you. And that one person is you, right? So we always fail to realize that, because what will happen is a lot of people will start yapping in your ear from different directions. It could be friends, it could be acquaintances, it could be somebody you consider a mentor, it could be a perfect stranger. And they'll start yapping in your ear and yapping negativity, things that are going to, whether or not it's intended to do so, they will discourage you. And they'll try to bring you down and try to make you feel inadequate to actually accomplish a task. I always tell the story. I remember one time I was flying home from college. I was flying home out of the St. Louis airport back to Houston Hobby Airport. And there was a lady sitting on the plane next to me. And I never met this lady in my life, but for 2 hours, she just, berated me, just yapped in my ear and just pretty much told me I was a failure in life, right? So she talked about the way I dressed. She talked about the way I looked. She talked about the way I spoke. And she told me I was never going to be successful at anything. That's a lot of people's mentality. A lot of people will just look at you and for whatever reason, try to drag you down because they're in a negative position. They want you to be there with them, okay? But we're not going to accept that, okay? I decided not to accept that. And I made the decision to be successful. Prior to that event, I had already made this decision. But then again, after that night, when I flew home with her and I was on that plane with her, I got off that plane and I said, I am deciding today that I'm going to be successful. It was an active, intentional decision that I believe enough in myself that I can do this and I'm going to be successful, okay? And that's something that everybody has to do. At some point, all the greatest have made the decision to be successful. Because it gets to a point, and not just the decision to be successful, all the great have actually made the decision to be great. Because it gets to a point where you're adequate, you're good enough, you're in certain situations like sports, you're better than the average person at doing this. And at some point you have to make the decision, okay, do I want to be great or do I want to be average, right? Because that decision to be great is you telling yourself, okay, do I want to put in the work that it's going to take me to that next level? That's what you're really telling yourself when you're saying, I'm going to decide to be successful. I'm going to decide to believe in myself. I'm going to decide that I'm capable enough. And I really, really caution you to pay attention to the people around you, because people around you will try to bring you down whether they know it or not. A lot of things that I've done, anything outside of medicine, even medicine initially, but after you get into med school, you prove that you're capable of being in the field, there'll be other things that you might be interested in. So I'm interested in doing a little bit of other things. And every time I take it to certain people, they'll say, oh, Dale, you can't do that. You're not a tech guy, or you're not a business guy. You're a doctor. You can't do that. But I believe in myself, right? If nobody else, I'm the one person who believes in myself, okay? And I've made the decision to be successful in these other areas. So regardless of what those people tell me, I will take it and I will listen to it and I will evaluate what they say. But I've already decided. And once you make a decision, let me go back to this. There's a book that I read before by Colin Powell. Colin Powell was a military general and a strong leader in the country. There's a book that I read by him, and I like what he said. He said, before the final decision is made, get as much input as you possibly can, evaluate everything, put it all together, then make your decision. And after you've made your decision, go with it. So when you decide to be successful, you go with it. You don't let anybody come back and tell you, you know what, I'm not quite sure. I know you decided to do that, but I'm not quite sure that you can do it. No, the decision's made, all right? Run with the decision. Believe in yourself. You can do it, okay? But the first thing is you need to believe in yourself before you go off and you ask other people to believe in you. Because at some points, even though you're that one person who has to believe in yourself, you will need other people's help to get to your goal and to see your vision come to fruition. All right? But the first step is believe in yourself. Make the decision to be successful. It is a choice, and you have the ability to make that choice. And something else that I want you to realize and think about, okay? We always tend to say, oh man, that person's so smart. I wish I was as smart as that person. Or, wow, how did such and such think of that idea to build this? At some point, you have to stop and realize that that person is no more superhuman or anything than you are. They're a human being just like you are, okay? That's all there is to it. You look around and you see this world, and I've actually heard Steve Jobs say something very similar to this. I'll try to paraphrase what he said, actually, because obviously he's achieved more than I achieved from a business impact standpoint. So Steve Jobs said something to the effect of, when you look around and you realize that everything created around you is created by other humans just like you, then there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do these same things. Okay? So people will come up, and I see people sometimes, and they'll be so much in awe. It's like when you see Beyonce, oh my goodness, it's Beyonce, ha! And there's this whole, I don't know, it was a Queen Bee movement or something like that, right? So people will see Beyonce and paint and pass out. They'll see Michael Jackson back when Michael Jackson was alive, and they would always pass out. At some point, you have to realize that these are human beings like you, right? If you touch her, her skin's going to feel like your skin. It might be a little bit smoother, right? Because she's got probably more expensive lotions and things of that sort, but she's got skin just like you. You know, she's got blood in her system just like you. These are human beings, okay? So instead of just always being in so much awe of somebody and thinking, man, I wish I could do that, why don't you say, you know what, I believe that I can do that, because there's no reason that that person can learn to do that and I can't learn to do that. I believe I can do that. I'm making the decision to do that. Now, granted, there's certain things. Beyonce, she was gifted. It's a God-given gift, you know, the voice. Michael Jackson, gifted. There's certain things that are gifts that no matter how hard I try, I'm not going to sing like Beyonce. I'm not going to sing like Brian McKnight, Robin Thicke, whoever. But it doesn't mean there's not other gifts that God has given me that I can't pursue, right? And those are the things that you have to be aware of and know what your gifts are and make the decision to pursue those gifts. All right? Very important. Decide to be successful. Thanks for watching this video. Please, please, please subscribe. Post your comments below. Share with friends. Again, our goal is to make sure you reach your goal. So we're going to do everything we can to do that. PreMed Mondays. Thanks for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you next week.